So I think I might swap some silver for gold. So I'm pretty happy with what has happened with silver so far. I'm thinking about just starting, not swapping everything or anything like that, but starting to take some of my silver, swap it into gold, because I know the silver to gold ratio isn't at that 50 to 1, but I was anticipating if the silver to gold ratio goes to 50 to 1, I am going to need to trade 55 ounces or so for 1 ounce of gold. But something like that, 60 to 1 is the actual exchange rate, is what I was anticipating. But because we have crazy high premiums on silver, I'm able to swap at 60 to 1 right now. I think I'm gonna take a little bit, do a little swap, add some gold to my holdings. I want to keep the gold stack growing. I don't want that to stop. I don't want to keep the gold flowing, basically. And I am pretty happy with the way I've speculated with silver so far. I haven't really bought silver at a low 80 to 1 ratio. I wasn't really buying a whole lot of silver at that point. I have bought silver under an 80 to 1 ratio, but I really haven't bought much. I basically was just buying gold back then. And 80 to 1 is still a pretty high ratio. I personally value gold a lot more than silver. There's a lot less supply of it out there. There's a lot less ounces of gold as opposed to silver, and there's a lot less ounces to be mined of gold as opposed to silver. And we know I basically have a pretty good understanding with how many ounces of gold is out there. All these numbers of there's only 1 ounce per person of silver, we very clearly have stated that's only guessing. And I'm sure there's some bias in those guesses because that's the guesses the pushers keep pushing. And I'm not saying it's going to be far off, but I'm saying there's always some hyperbole there. There always is. 100% of the time there's some hyperbole there. And I'm basically going to take some of my silver, move to gold. I'm pretty happy with the ratio. I'm not buying into the hype. I'm not buying into the it'll go back down to a 10 to 1 ratio someday. I feel like 50 to 1 is ambitious of a trade ratio. I feel like that's a good point for starting to swap, but because the silver premiums are so high, I'm getting the exact same exchange rate as I anticipated at a 50 to 1 ratio. I anticipated silver, I'm used to stacking before all the hype and craziness, before the pandemic. To me, silver just sells at spot. That's what I've always been anticipating, and there's premiums to buy it. But now since we're getting two-way premiums on silver, I could sell it at a pretty decent premium. Not the same as when there's always that swing. You don't keep your entire premium. I've heard of that before. I don't really agree with it myself, just my opinion, just my personal perspective. I'm sure there are people who are more into flipping, less into stacking and things like that, more into getting the numismatic coins, using it to flip, and that's one thing about that is it's completely different than stacking. For me, I like to get the lower premium stuff and then swap. And I'll get collection pieces to collect. Kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to be trading some of my silver here, getting some more of these gold maples. I'm going to be trading about 2 tubes and 2 bars of silver maples for 1 gold maple, I think. Because why not? I'm pretty happy about that. I might need to throw in a little bit of cash on top, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. If I could pull that off, why not? That's building your stack without spending money into it. I bought silver at over 120 to 1 ratio. I'm over doubling the amount of gold I have now with this new exchange rate. And keep in mind, with that 120 to 1 ratio, we didn't have the crazy premiums of today. Now it's about a 65 to 1 ratio last I checked, but with the premiums so high, it's only about 60 ounces really to exchange for the 1 ounce of gold. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, that's kind of where my mind's at, what I'm thinking about doing. What I plan on doing is actually I had to work a lot of overtime the day I'm recording this, so I wasn't able to get it done, but I was planning on doing that right before I recorded this. And please let me know if you guys know any good deals on gold, because obviously I'm in the buying mood. I'm pretty happy to be buying right now and exchange some of the silver for the yellow metal. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts, my opinions. Yeah, it's my thoughts, just my opinions, what I plan on doing. I'll have to know what your guys are planning on doing, if you guys even consider the gold-silver ratio, or any ratios or anything like that. I'd love to know. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe, stay positive, see you next time. Thanks.